Good evening, students. Today I am going to discuss with you a very important chapter, Deep Water, written by William Douglas. First of all, I am going to discuss with you all the important fundamental points about this chapter. In this lesson, we see that the author wants to convey that we should convince ourselves that it is not death, but the fear of death that brings terror and panic to our minds. In other words, we can say that we should try to understand that fear is more dangerous than even the terror and panic that affects our mind. We should know this fact that each person has to die one day. And this is a brutal, harsh reality that we have to accept. No one is immortal in this world. Means, in other words, we can say that every human being who is born has to die one day. Once we accept the inevitability of death, we will overcome the fear of death. Means, in other words, we can say that if we accept the reality of death, then we will never fear from death. We should make consistent efforts to overcome fear. Means, a part and parcel of our existence, and continuously many things happen that make us fear, but we can overcome fear when we are making consistent, means repeated efforts to overcome the fear, and that is the only way. At the same time, we should endeavor not to allow the past fears to spoil our present pleasures. In other words, we can say that we should always make an effort to the past, and we should try to think about the positive aspects of the coming life. We should never give too much importance to the past activities that can really destroy our present life. Now, another very important point that I want to discuss with you, the lesson Deep Water deals with the idea of fear. In other words, we can say that the fundamental theme of Deep Water is actually dealing with the idea of fear. It conveys the idea that fear is a great obstacle to our happiness and progress. In other words, we can say that fear can prove to be the greatest hurdle in enjoying our present life with happiness and developing our life. It is a negative feeling which paralyzes us and makes us passive. In other words, we can say that fear is not a positive aspect, but rather it is a negative feeling, and we should be always positive. Rather, we should not try to be negative, and we should not have any negative feeling in us, because that can really paralyze us and makes us passive. In other words, if we are having a negative attitude, negative feelings, that will not allow us to enjoy our present life with happiness, with enjoyment, and we would not be able to achieve any constructive, any fruitful thing in our life. We cannot avoid it, but we can overcome it with persistent efforts, hope, and determination. In other words, we can say that fear regularly affect our life. Even if we try our best effort to be away from fear, but that is a part and parcel of our life, right? And even if we try to avoid it, but it will regularly affect us, impact us, but we can overcome it with persistent efforts, hope, and determination. In other words, we can say that we can really overcome fear by regular efforts, by positive attitude, by our determination. We can really overpower fear. By sheer willpower and optimism, we can overcome it. In other words, we can say that if we have willpower and optimism, if we have positive attitude, then we can overcome the idea of effects of a life very badly. And that is why it is rightly said by Roosevelt, all we have to fear is fear itself. Means here Roosevelt is actually trying to say that the fearing experience or the fearing attitude is more dangerous than even anything by which we see and we become fear. So the process or the experience of feeling fear is more dangerous than even fear itself, with what we are fearing. Another very important point regarding this chapter we want to discuss now. We are dealing it very minutely about the title. This, how far you will justify deep water? This, how far you will justify that the title of this chapter given by William Douglas is justified? So we can see that in the title part, this lesson titled Deep Water, the author gives an autobiographical account of his childhood misadventure at the swimming pool. What it means? It means that he is dealing, this story is related about his personal life, about his personal experience in his childhood, and what he felt after this misadventure at the swimming pool. He reveals how as a young boy he was nearly drowned in a swimming pool. He reveals how as a young boy he was nearly drowned in a swimming pool. In other words, he says about his boyhood experience that he was nearly drowned once in a swimming pool. But after that, he was gripped by the fear of water. Means, after having that terrible experience, he was not able to come out of the fear that has engulfed him after that experience. He feared water so much that he avoided it whenever he could. He feared water so much that he avoided it whenever he could. Means, he was so scared of water after that. Means, in other words, we can say that he had developed a phobia towards water. And he always tried to avoid, whenever he got the chance to be near water, and at that time he always tried to avoid it. In other words, we can say he had developed a phobia towards water. But he was determined to get rid of this fear. Means, he was fully determined that he wanted to overcome this fear, and so he engaged a tutor to learn to swim. He engaged a tutor, and that tutor taught him, gave him all the skills to be an effective swimmer. Gradually, the instructor built a swimmer out of the author. It means that the instructor trained him in such a nice way, in such a skillful way, that he really developed himself into a swimmer. Slowly and steadily, he overcame the fear of water. Means, eventually, by consistent effort, by consistent training, really overcame the fear that was engulfing his head and heart. He swam in different lakes and seas to overcome the fear of water. In this chapter, we see that even after the trainer or the instructor told him that now you are a very good swimmer and you have developed into a very good swimmer and you should not fear with water, and he has himself developed also, but deep in his heart there was a fear in his mind, there was a doubt in his mind about his skill and about his confidence, and that is why he swam in different lakes and seas to overcome the fear. And that is why when he himself swam in different lakes and seas, and when he was able to do that, then eventually he realized that at last he has overpowered. He has overpowered the deep fear developed in his mind about water. And he eventually realized that finally he has overcome the fear of water. More that I would like to say about this particular chapter, that we have to accept this reality, that those who are born in this world has to die one day. This is the reality that we should accept it. We should not try to avoid it, because this is the brutal, harsh reality that is going to come in our life. So if we accept this reality that we have to die one day, but we should enjoy the present. should always live with confidence. We should always pursue our goal, and we should try to achieve our goal, our target with determination, with willpower. And we should never fear from anything. Because attitude is the most important thing, right? And if we have a positive attitude, then we can really overcome any fear, and we can overpower that fear, and we can achieve success, right? And a very important thing about this chapter, I would like to say that this chapter, Deep Water, is a very realistic story about the author, and as well as for the coming generations. They can get great inspiration from this chapter, Deep Water, because the message, the theme of this chapter really can help the readers to take a great message from this chapter, and they can implement in their life to make their life more constructive, more positive, and finally achieving success in their life. Another very important thing related to this chapter, I would like to say about the author. The author has really personally experienced the misadventure at the swimming pool, and the personal experience that he got inside the swimming pool, because previously he always thought that he would go inside the pond, and whenever any threat is there, then he would automatically come upward and go beside the pool, right? But when he went inside the pool, when he was thrown inside the pool, he was not able to swim. He was not able to come out of water, right? But when all his efforts went in failure, means you can say all his effort that he made inside the water was useless, and he was not able to come outside the water, and rather he was gulping water, and he was feeling senseless. And when he felt that he would not be able to come outside the pool, and he would be dying, and when he left his body, thinking that now he could not survive, and now he will be drowned in this pond, and all his efforts were proving to be useless in coming out of the pool, then at that time he felt a very good experience, that when he left about fearing of being drowned in the water, at that time he was feeling very peace. Why? Because he has left himself. He was not making an effort, because he thought that finally and eventually he is going to be drowned, right? And at that time he was feeling a peace of mind. And when he finally achieved his consciousness, then he found himself outside the pool, upside down, and very weak and very exhausted. But the experience that he felt inside the pool of water, he realized that when he left himself inside the water, realizing the fact that he will be dying now, at that time he was feeling very peace mentally, and he was feeling very nice. This particular experience is the highlighting point about this chapter, that if we are not fearing anything, if we are facing it with full determination and challenge, whatever the challenges come, the maximum chance that we are going to win. If we are fearing with anything, that will break us psychologically, will pave the way for losing any battle. Because as long as we are not fearing anything, we are actually, our mental capacity is working, right? And we can think about how to come out of this situation if we are not fearing. But if we are fearing, at that moment we are defeated. So, whatever things may be there for fearing, but it is not more dangerous than the experience of feeling fearing. The experience of feeling fearing is more dangerous than the things or the matter with what we are fearing. And this is the fundamental crux. That as long as we are not fearing with any potential threats that is going to affect us, we have a chance to win those challenges because our mind is working, our heart is working, and we can think in a positive way. But as soon as any potential threat is coming and we start fearing, that will really affect our thinking process, our psychological process, and that will really defeat at that moment only, because we would not be making any endeavor, we will not be making any effort to overpower those threats or those things that are challenging us, that are making us fear. So, finally I can say the message of the chapter is very nice and very practical, and it will be giving us a very good experience, and it will be giving a good lesson that how in our day-to-day life we should face the challenges of life that make us fear. So students, in the end, finally I would like to conclude this chapter by pointing out the fact that by sheer willpower, determination and optimism, we can overcome it. It is rightly pointed or said by Roosevelt, all we have to fear is fear itself. Thank you, students.